Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida, and man, am I excited to show you this fifth wheel today. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 2026 Cedar Creek Experience 29RL, and this is a fantastic couples traveling coach. It's an amazing floor plan. I'm super stoked to show you the all-new redesign for the exterior, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alrighty guys, before we get started in today's video, I'm genuinely curious, how many of you guys out there have owned or currently own a Cedar Creek, and how long have you had it for? This seems to be one of those brands that lasts forever when you take care of it, and it's the #1 choice for full-timers, so I'm very, very curious. Drop a comment down below to let me know. Also, if you want to leave a like, that's cool too. Thank you so much, and let's get going. Alrighty guys, let's get rocking and rolling on the front end of the Cedar Creek 2026 redesign. Look at this front cap. Now, in my opinion, the 2024 and 2025 experiences, the front cap just didn't do what the inside had to offer justice. But here in 2026, with this blackout here in the front, as well as the LED strips that are going up the side, look amazing in the nighttime. I hope that it's showing up well on camera. We're gonna spend a little bit more time on the outside than normal because Cedar Creek has a lot to talk about. Firstly, starting in our front storage compartment, which is absolutely massive, as we're getting ready to see here. Bada bing, bada boom, with our slam latches. Check all this space out. I mean, this is probably 3.5, 4 feet tall, every bit of 5 feet across. This is another bedroom down here in the front. Very, very nice stuff. Then moving to the outside of the coach and looking down the side, you can see we've got another redesign here. So we're going with more grays and golds and blacks all the way down the side of the coach. But moving back towards the front, couple quick things we're gonna point out is gonna be our two 30-pound LP tanks here, located on the camping side of the coach, very easy to get to. Directly below that is going to be our LP Quick Connect for any outside grilling or fireplaces that you guys are going to be rocking out there. And then to the left of that compartment is going to be our pass-through area, which is a good size for a 35-foot tip-to-tail length camper. This is really, really good pass-through storage. As you can see up above, we've got some nice beefy aluminum framing going on, 16 on center, very cool stuff out of Cedar Creek. We've got a GFCI outlet on the inside, a little LED light, and then they also will do these little pegboard things for odds and ends that you're gonna end up attaching on the inside of your RV. Backing up a little bit and going deeper into the construction, Cedar Creek is doing what they call a hung wall construction, which is the way to build an RV. They build these walls all on the ground, lift them up the giant cranes, and their framing is crazy. We're talking 16 on center aluminum framing throughout the coach and carried through the roof trussing. Moving over to the front door area, you can see we do have 4 steps, making it nice and easy to get up into the coach. A wider door than normal that we'll showcase once we get inside, no sneak peeks, as well as our MORryde safety rail off to the side. Love, love, love that rail. It makes it really nice going in and out. Talking about our slide boxes and kind of what I'm seeing. So all of these slides are going to be hydraulic slide mechanisms, and they are also paired with a 6-point hydraulic auto level. So on a 35-foot coach, this sucker feels rock solid planted to the ground, and I love, love, love the way that Cedar Creek builds their stuff. Moving to the outside, you can see we've got our updated windows. These are going to be the, what do they call them? Valanceless windows here on the inside. And as you can see, I've got one of them partially closed right now. They've got a nice Reflectix material on the back side of the window, keeping it nice and cool inside the RV. I have one AC running inside right now, and it is cold down here in Florida. It's impressive stuff, really. I mean, it's 95 degrees outside today. Moving around to the tail end of the RV, Continuing to talk about all these new outside redesign changes. It looks really good. You gotta go check it out here in person. But up above here, we are gonna have our Furrion camera prep here in the rear, as well as our Lippert ladder prep. Glad to see that we're not getting rid of ladder prep on Cedar Creeks quite yet. And then this nice big window here in the backside. It's a very open feeling floor plan. It's a classic floor plan though. This is a 3-slide rear living couples coach. It's something that a lot of you have seen out there on lots before, but this is just gonna be the all new redesign for 2026. Moving down below, ABS brakes are gonna be on the trailer, and these are gonna have some nice big 16-inch rims, beefy Goodyear endurance tires. Very, very cool stuff. I haven't towed a trailer yet with ABS, but from what I've heard from everybody out there, it is the bomb. Fully laminated slide box here. They've matched the black coloring on the slide to the rest of the RV. That's gonna be a color infused true Gelcoat fiberglass here on the exterior. And then moving in to the business end of the RV, you can see we've got our furnace exhaust over here. We've got a 50 amp connection with 3 ACs on this 35 footer, as well as our Suburban tankless hot water heater. Very, very nice, unlimited hot showers. And then the tail end of our pass-through storage here. So you can see the opening's a little bit more narrow on this side. Don't mind my things right here. But we do have another pegboard rocking and rolling. And then over to the right-hand side, our entire water bay is nice and tidy. We've got our hot, cold shower. We've got our, what do they call this? Cool system that makes it super easy to winterize or dry camp or whatever you want to do with your RV. Just pay attention to this little label in here. We've got a black tank flush located right next to our city water connection. We have our hydraulic manual cutoffs if you wanted to open just 1 or 2 slides at a time, as well as our gray tanks and our black tanks, all located super easy to grab, not underneath the slide box. Good stuff, Cedar Creek. Slam that one closed real quick and get our very last bay off to the end here. Nothing too crazy going on except for a battery bay. Now this one's gonna come with 1 battery rocking and rolling now, but we will put an additional one. And then up above you can see our hydraulic pump, as well as some of that hydraulic fluid should you need to replace it. Let's go ahead and spin out and get one more look of the outside on the 2026 Cedar Creek 29 RL. Alrighty guys, and stepping inside the 2026 Cedar Creek 29 RL, check out how wide this door is here in the front. I believe this is a 30-inch door opening, something very close to what you're thinking of at home. But let's look on the inside here. This is awesome. This is an amazing floor plan. It's super classic, but this works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't keep making it. Right as I walk into the door here, directly to our left is going to be where our dinette is located. Now, Cedar Creek has decided to go ahead and give us 2 regular chairs, as well as a movable ottoman with storage inside, which is pretty slick. But this table portion up above typically can seat 4. However, you do have an extension here on the bottom that you can grab and move up, maybe, to get an additional 2 people here on the end. And then one thing that I love that Cedar Creek does on all of their units, they provide you a beautiful little place to store your cutlery, so you don't have to take up a drawer over by the kitchen sink, and it's just kind of located next to where you're gonna need it the most. Moving up and talking about all these windows that I'm seeing, so super open feeling floor plan. As you can see, they've gone with the new valanceless interiors here. Now this is just a better way to do a window. We've talked about it before, but not having any gaps here on the side is gonna keep all the air that's warm on that side in conjunction with those, whatchamacallits on the back side there, the Reflectix material. There we go, words are walking. And then moving out, you can see we've got some nice theater seating that sits directly across from where the TV's at. And one thing I want you to notice, when I am in the right seat here, my view is not obstructed at all by this center island. I know that can be important to some folks out there. All right, and moving out and around here, one thing I want to point out with these theater seats is that they do power on each side, and there is USB-A, USB-C conveniently located in and around. So for example, the USB is up here. The power 110 ports are over to the side there. But then moving towards the rear of the coach, check it out. So this is a 35-foot couples coach for sure, but every now and again you might have a couple of guests come with you or the grandkids come along. This pulls out into a huge bed that I want to go ahead and demonstrate real quick. Now, I haven't opened this before, but something is telling me that this is also going to be a little bit different for Cedar Creek in 2026. To me, this is looking like a trifold type of couch, but we're going to find out. Let's grab from the bottom just like always, and yep, this is what I was expecting. Typically, you only see this style of bed on a shorter love seat, but it looks like they've created the longer queen size setup, or maybe even getting close to king size in width. But as you can see, I fit super comfortably. I mean, you're sleeping 3 grandkids on this couch. This is really, really spacious for 2 adults, maybe 3 kiddos. Nice big couch rocking back here. I'm digging it, Cedar Creek. And the other portion of this couch is when you're ready to put it up in the morning, grab from the bottom here, super easy peasy and fast, drop it into place, you put your cushions down, and it's back to regular camping mode. Very nice. All right, and sharing a couple more things, something that's unique about fifth wheels is they're typically able to put a lot of storage up above in the cabinets here in the rear. This one is no exception. While it's a little bit difficult to get to, even as a taller person, they give you a ton of storage in here, and hopefully I'm getting the camera angle right. It does pass through all the way. Lots of space to put games or camping things. I don't know, whatever the heck you wanted to put up here. A lot of space though, so you can put whatever you want up there. Moving down below, once we're in the lounging mode again, you can see we're right across from the TV. This is going to be a 5,000 BTU fireplace, which is going to be able to keep this whole coach super warm down here in Florida, even in the wintertime, especially since we have a nice fan right above us. So this can help circulate some of the air, making it a little less, I don't know, hard to circulate the air. Moving over, this is something that Cedar Creek likes rocking on for all of their units that I've seen thus far. They're going to give you a small little place to put some remotes here, conveniently on the mantle of the fireplace / TV area. And then a change that they've made for 2026 is that this hidden storage is going to be on a foot lever. So you grab, hit your foot lever down below, and check this out, guys. Great storage on this unit, and this doesn't have to be your pantry. We'll get to the pantry here in a second. This is just a place that you can put whatever the heck you want in here. Over to the right hand side, I like that we've left it nice and open if we wanted to put brooms or Dyson vacuums, anything like that. But then spinning us into our kitchen area, very well designed kitchen. So we've got a nice big space for our sink up here. I like that they've kept the sink over to the left hand side, leaving all of this as your prep space rather than 6 inches of prep here, 6 inches of prep there. You can see here in 26, we do have our nice drink sprayer, as well as our stainless steel sink, spray faucet up above, vegetable sprayer down below. Good stuff. Moving over to the side here though, we're gonna have a residential style of oven. This is the Furrion 3 burner, and a little bit bigger burners than what we're used to. Nice large oven down below for cooking a turkey for Thanksgiving. And then below your oven, color matched or stainless steel matched, I might add, is going to be your pots and pans drawer. As you can see, we do have dovetail cabinetry back on the Experience line as well during 2026, and that is going to be consistent for everything on this coach. Dovetail cabinetry and soft close is standard. Woohoo! Moving over, you can see we've got our residential size microwave up above, just a regular microwave, how I like it. And to the right and to the left, couple of storage compartments, about, I don't know, 9 inches deep or so, if I was guessing. And another little bit harder to get to storage above the microwave. Spinning us around and talking a little bit more about what we're seeing on the sink side of things. We've got 4 drawers that are going to go all the way down, and these open nice and deep here, and they're a little bit taller than what you're used to, so you can fit a little bit more stuff in here. Over below the sink is fairly wide open. Lots of flexibility down in this area. They've included this little caddy for any extra cleaning supplies, but look at all the space, super easy to get to your water lines, which I can really appreciate any repairs needed on the road. And then spinning us across from the sink here is gonna be where our trash can is located. And you guys know I love talking about where the trash can's located. So we got trash can, we've got our trash bag storage up above, and then this top one is gonna be a beautifully finished off cutting board that can drop directly below into the trash can when you're cutting up the vegetables. Cool stuff. And then last thing I want to talk about, I know I'm moving all over the place on you, are these two cabinets next to the stove here. Very, very deep, and you could probably put air fryers and some larger items in there. Moving over and around, so Cedar Creek has gone with a full-on residential refrigerator. Even on the Experience line, we're looking at a Samsung big boy, probably a 16 cubic foot if I could guess. But this is the same refrigerator that I have in my apartment. So very, very large. You can fit all the things as you're going with you. The cool air is rushing out and hitting me, so I know that this cools very quickly. Good stuff. And then directly below that is going to be our freezer compartment. We do have an ice maker over to the left-hand side here. And then spinning this back, you can see we've got a nice deep drawer for all of our frozen goods. Shout out pizza rolls. We're going to make it happen while we're camping. So the right side of the fridge here is going to be our primary pantry storage. So kind of interesting what they're doing on the storage here. The one on the left-hand side is probably double the depth of the one on the right, and that's because some of the things in the restroom are using that storage space. But the same story is true for this top pantry as well. So we've got shallow space, probably 6 inches or so deep, and then maybe 1.5 feet over on the other side here. I wish they had thrown a light in there, but honestly, I can see everything. It's just not showing up well on camera. Let's go ahead and rock these soft close back shut and talk about our little coffee bar or key setting down area here. So you can see we've got USB-A, USB-C, power 110. This is going to be your coffee nook. Up above, we've got storage for things that you're going to need right before you leave that day. That does go all the way up. It's going to be tricky to get up there, but you've got the storage. There's our little goodie bag if you're the one that gets to take this coach home. And then moving down below, nice big, probably junk drawer, nice big junk drawer right as you leave the coach. And then below that, we've got more storage. Very, very deep. Again, probably about 1.5 feet deep or so. Let's work our way around though into our bathroom area. There are some cool things to talk about as we go into the restroom. So going up a couple of steps here, first thing that I noticed, we've got a one-piece fiberglass shower. Huge feature to have, especially on a not, full-on Cedar Creek. This is the Experience lineup, but they're still putting the good stuff in here. Down below is going to be our porcelain foot flush toilet. Now to the left of the shower here, we've got plenty of storage for our linens, extra cleaning supplies, anything that you need in the restroom area. And the same story goes down below. Now let me spin you around real quick and give you a little bit of perspective on the head height of the shower. Lots of space up here, lots of space. And elbow room is amazing. This is a 3 glass door shower. We've got a really upgraded nozzle with multiple sprayers going down here. You've even got the back sprayer if that's kind of your jam. And then spinning you back around, we've got 2 towel hooks located above the toilet here. And then one small change that will be on the Cedar Creek Experience. Rather than having a full solid surface countertop here, we do just have the porcelain sink up above. Moving us up slightly though, nice size medicine cabinet, very, very large door. And I like that some things are accessible even without opening the door over here to the side. Suburban water heater control is very conveniently located, as well as the test reset button for our GFCI outlets. Swinging us into the master bedroom on the 2026 Cedar Creek. Woo! Very cool stuff. So they're going to be rocking a king size bed here. It looks like they've got a new redesigned, what do you call it, headboard kind of looking thing here in the back. Looks really classy in here. Up above is going to be USB-A, USB-C. 110 ports are located down here, and they've given us little CPAP shelves right there. Moving over to the side, again, 110, USB-A, USB-C. Down below here, we're going to have a little bit of storage underneath the bed. They're doing that classic Cedar Creek shallow under the bed type of storage with our shoe storage on the left and the right side of the bed. And then moving us around, kind of checking out what I'm seeing here. We've got 4 drawers that are nice and deep, so lots of drawers for your drawers on this one, folks. Again, dovetail cabinetry going all the way up and down. Solid, real wood here on the front faces. And then below, we've got a little bit of hidden storage. This is something Cedar Creek's been doing for a while now. However, very cool. Put your jewelry or your Second Amendment, folks. You can put whatever you want down there. Moving into the back side of the coach, or the back side, the very front side of the coach. Let me get our travel latch undone. Huge, huge walk-in closet. I say walk-in. I mean, you can walk in. You probably won't, but you can. Up above here, you can see our rack going all the way across. This is going to be where your washer dryer would be located, so you'd pull this cabinet out. I actually preferred the old style where you pulled the 2 out from the bottom, putting the washer in the dryer, and leaving all of your hanging storage space, but it looks like that's a little change that they made here in 2026. Let's go ahead and spin us around real quick, point out the very last thing up in the bedroom area, and that's going to be our TV is located above this emergency exit window. Again, all of these are on your blackout shades up above, and we've got our daytime / bug screens down below. But when these blackouts are down, it gets very, very dark in here. Muy bueno. Let's go ahead and move towards the front and get one more look at the 2026 Cedar Creek 29RL. Alrighty guys, I really enjoyed filming this one today. This is a super classic model, that 3-side rear living, but this is kind of the thing that I'm imagining for a possible next unit for me. It's either going to be a small 5th wheel like this or a small travel trailer. I haven't fully decided, but thank you so much to everybody who's made it to this point in the video. This was a interesting, well-built, well-designed camper that's going to last for a really long time. Cedar Creek is second to none as far as construction. I'm actually going to put a link down in the description below that goes to Cedar Creek's YouTube page because they show how they do all this stuff. It's really cool, and I encourage you all to check it out. I think that's kind of all I got for right now. We filmed this one a little bit quick. We're on a little low on time this week, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated down in the comments below. Keep hammering that like button. I can't thank everybody enough who ends up watching these videos. So I've got another one coming for you next Friday, and that's all I got. Thank you so much, guys. See ya.